Years ago, the first time I tried to learn a language on my own, I did what you, many other people do, and I started using Duolingo. A couple months into trying to learn French, I meet somebody from France, and she goes, "Oh, you're learning French? You should say something in French." And my brain goes, French, speak. Okay, where are you at, French? Go get your French. And the only thing I could say was, je suis une femme, which means I'm a woman. That's all you got. This real deep conversation there. You say we had a real heart-to-heart. Hey, I'm Genevieve, and in this video, I'm gonna break down what does Duolingo get right, why is it so popular, and where do they fall short? So you can decide if it's right for you and worth your time. And if not, as a bonus at the end, I can give you another app to check out. Let's start with a really big reason why Duolingo is so popular. It's free, and it's hard to argue with free, right? Touché! Big point for Duolingo. But I will circle back to talk about if even so, that's enough to make it worth your time. Another good thing about Duolingo is that they have done a good job at trying to make it feel like you are playing a game. There are points, you unlock levels, there are gems and lingots and so trying to make language learning more fun? Definite points. Another thing that some people like about Duolingo is the competition aspect. Some people are really motivated by competition. And in Duolingo, if you want, you can join a group with your friends and bask in your glory as you see your name rise to the top of the leaderboard above theirs. Some people like that. And even if you don't know anybody who uses Duolingo, you automatically get put in a group and you can see how your points stack up against theirs. Another thing that's good about Duolingo is the wide variety of languages that it offers. So in addition to some of the more common ones, such as Spanish, French, Italian, etc., it also offers languages such as Swahili, Swedish, Indonesian, that you just won't find in other apps. So where does Duolingo fall short? So in Duolingo, the majority of the app is still based on what feels like random pieces of words and phrases that are thrown together by a machine. And in Duolingo, you will learn phrases such as the horse eats the apple. And you might say, well, at least I'm learning that vocab. May be true, but how often in your life do you actually use that sentence? Do we have equestrians in here? Any questions? No? For them, sure, maybe. But for the rest of us, not so much. And wouldn't you think it would make more sense to spend the majority of your language learning time practicing phrases you're actually going to use? No? But what about you? Have you used Duolingo before? What random, less than useful phrases has Duolingo made you learn? I'm curious to know. Leave a comment below. Another place that Duolingo falls short is it doesn't really give you opportunities to use the language authentically. Yes, there are speaking activities, but the speaking activities in Duolingo consist of repeating information that's right in front of you. And if you go out into the world, you will not have the Duolingo owl sitting on your shoulder telling you what to say so you can repeat it back to the people around you. You have to actually speak. So if that's something you want to know how to do, you have to practice speaking. I know, right? Man, but Duolingo really doesn't let you do that. Now, it is really hard for an app to have that. However, there are other apps where you can start connecting with native speakers and having those interactions so you can start practicing being able to speak and use the language authentically. Another issue with Duolingo is that it's oversimplified. Now, sure, it feels good to get the questions right. Of course, I don't even blame you. But when you have questions such as, am I? Whatever could it be? The problem is that it makes it less likely for you later on to remember the word when you want to use it in the world. It's like if I said, I want to get in shape, I want to build muscle, and I go to the gym, and this is all I do. Right? I mean, I'm working out, right? But it would take a really long time to make those gains. You know what I'm saying? So, does Duolingo work? Is it worth your time to do at all? It could be for you if you fall into one of these 4 categories. Number 1, if you love that Duolingo makes it feel like you're playing a game, you get points, it's fun to you, especially if with that time you would otherwise be playing Candy Crush or a video game or fitzing around on your phone doing something else, might as well learn a couple of vocab words. You love a good competition, and you know that you would be motivated if you were competing against other people. And without that factor, you probably would not do something language learning related. Okay, Duolingo has you covered. Number 3, if you want to use an app to help learn a language and there really aren't any other options out there, Duolingo might be your only bet. And 4, if you like it, if you enjoy using the app, if it's fun to you, then go for it. However, though, really importantly, if your goal is to build vocab and learn some words, then sure. However, if your goal is to become fluent and have real conversations with people, then Duolingo is not the way to go. A popular counter-argument is, well, Duolingo is convenient and it's free. And it is. But there are other apps out there that are also convenient and free or have a ton of free content that are way more efficient at actually teaching a language. And that's not even starting to think about and talk about all the other things related to language learning that you could do even with a short amount of time to make it way easier to learn a language, and so you learn a language better. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, then stick around and subscribe. So what if Duolingo is not for you? As promised, as a bonus tip, here's my favorite app that I really like and I use to learn languages. The winner for me is Busuu, and Busuu has won my top spot, in short, because it has phrases that you can actually use in real conversation. Now, that's huge. You won't find any horses eating apples up in Busuu. No. Another reason why I really love Busuu is that after learning something, you get a chance to practice it and get feedback from native speakers, which in addition to being extremely useful and rare to find in an app, it also gives you this sense of it being social. So you're actually interacting with other people and you're not just playing with your phone. And you may be thinking, that's great, but is it free? And Busuu does have premium features, but even just the free part is way better than a lot of things out there. So might as well check it out. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Oh, and P.S. I used Busuu to learn Portuguese, and later I went to Brazil. And of course, there were other steps in between, but I'm happy to talk about that in a later video. What about you? Do you know somebody who uses Duolingo and isn't sure if it works or if it's right for them? Send them this video. Give it a thumbs up if you found something useful, and subscribe for more language learning tips to make learning a language easier, more fun, and how to get out in the world and actually speak, because that's the point, right? Out for now, but catch you soon.